going on with my hair? Obtain decoder 6. Are you telling me that fight was completely optional? What? I don't understand where ghosts even came from here. I'm confused. Did I do that completely optionally? That actually does nothing for me progression-wise. Because I was in that fight for a little while. No, I couldn't run away, but I obtained a decoder for it, rather than something that actually helps me progress forward. Oh, but is this different area? Wait a second, I'm confused. Maybe, but it wasn't as like a ghost. Boop. Boop. Hey look, Cosmos has over 1,000 HP now. That's cool. Here, go ahead and save state again. Please. Was this where I came in? Nope, this is something different, I think. Maybe this is the way forward. I'm going to different places. Whoa, what is going on here? Okay, what an amazing hologram. All observable space appears to be projected here. All observable space. I'm allergic to all observable space. I wonder what that black area is. It doesn't look like a black hole. Guess it's not quite all observable space. Lost Jerusalem. What? Lost Jerusalem was once our homeland in the distant past, but no one can go near it now. Actually, nobody knows its location anymore. It could be that pitch black part there. Man, I'm so sickly tonight. I've heard that the government has been working on a project to find Lost Jerusalem for quite some time. It looks like the radius of that black region is at least several 100 million light years. Our homeland is somewhere in there. So what is Lost Jerusalem? Is it like Earth or something? Coordinate axis 000, Lost Jerusalem. What could be there? Like, is that what Lost Jerusalem actually is? If I had to hazard a guess. Our original homeland. Wait. So. Okay, hold on. Junior's about to run out of EP. I should give him some. It's not a terrible idea. Well. I'm really glad you didn't fat shame me. I was honestly really quite worried about you doing that. Yep, that's the name of the ability. It allows you to say goodbye. It costs 1 ether point to use. Can't interact with that side. Someone wants to kill me. Can't interact with that. I don't know. Where am I going? I presume this is the way to keep on going, maybe? Yeah. This just saves you on using, like, a runaway item, since runaway things are consumables. So 1 ether point to escape a battle. Should cost 0. If only. If only, man. If only you could just turn off encounters completely. Because they, do get a little annoying. Please, what's this? This looks important. Hey, the print finished. Cutscene? One of these types of cutscenes, though. Not voiced. This is the room where I was born. What? This is where you were... Now actual cutscene? Probably.
Momo. Mommy never told me what this facility actually was responsible for during the Miltian conflict. But I think I know. When I was born, Daddy died. That vision was true, and what happened afterwards was... just like Mommy said. This is an abominable machine. A lot of people died because of my birth. Does that mean I'm an abomination as well? Just like Daddy? Momo.
No! No parent could ever say that.
Shion?
Even though you're a Realian, you're still their child, right? No parent would ever think of their own child as abominations. Surely, there can't be any.
Really? Just gonna boot me out there? I thought I had a light purple. Is what I'm looking for. I gotta make the back plate for the little plaque that says Hallowland 2025, and I figured, hey, it's a cutscene. Let's start making it now. But I thought I had a light purple PLA. Because I feel like if I do red and silver on this purple, or that purple that I just showed there, it's gonna be too dark, and it's not gonna show up clearly. Anyway, this is done. It actually looks kind of cool like that. Like, look at that. First. So, this trophy for Hallowland, the Halloween-themed colors here. Just ignore that guy continuing to go after me. If I grab the star here again, it's going to look something like this. This is what it's going to look like. So, you know, some cool kind of Halloween colors. So now I'm thinking that I do want purple down here. Or maybe just orange. Because I don't actually have a lot of orange on it. Just this bottom bit. So, like, maybe that would work. Also, I might potentially have to reprint the star to one that has a little bit more friction in there. I thought I had resized it at one point and printed a bigger size. Because as is, this is just loose in here. So I'd have to tape some filament to the back here to help, you know, keep it straight. So I might print another star. Or I might just, you know, do that and call it whatever. But then it's going to be super fragile. And then, so I thought I had a 3% scaled up version of this star that actually, like, friction fitted in one of these really well. But I didn't see it in my project directory when I was checking it before. So I was kind of confused. Did I never put it in the right directory? Because I could have sworn that I had one of a different size. Because that's the problem here. Is that it doesn't actually fit. Like, it fits into the space, which is loose. I can have it be centered and not touch any surface along here, so it doesn't fit all that well. And then I need to, like, super glue it everywhere. It's gonna be super fragile. I like it having some friction. I'm talking about a color of a filament, not a color of a light. So, I could have sworn it was 103%. Is what I could have sworn. Was the size of it. So I might end up reprinting the star to be a little bit bigger to friction fit in here. I thought it was weird that I didn't see one that was labeled 103% in my project files. I thought it was slightly odd. But let's see here. Just go into here. Open ring. Hold on, let's see. Pretty sure it was 103%. So here's this ring. If I then do I have my printer folder open, I do. I go to Mario, Mario Kart Star Trophy, project files. Did I have a thing for the star? Star.3mf, open as project. Were these sized up? Because this was the file that I printed. That's just 100% scale. So if I import the ring here, open as project, and then I put in the star, import geometry only, and the star part, hey, boop. You can see clearly how it's like, actually that looks like it would be in there, sort of, but it's close. I think it was 103% that I did. I think, to make it like friction fit in there well. But why is it not in my project files then? Because the version that I made for Fragapalooza, friction fitted in well. But I don't have it here. I have front, back, the twofer. Would I have not put it in the same project directory? I wonder. That's what I'm confused about right now. Search. Star. Oh, it just shows my folder there. So I could have sworn it was 103%. But I don't know that for sure. So I've done it successfully before with Frag, and it printed great. But the fact that I don't have the project file here, I'm just going to look through my other folders here really quickly just to see if it got into something by accident. If I potentially put it in the wrong thing. But I don't see it in any of these folders thus far. There's no way I deleted it. Was it just a temporary thing? It would have been one of these project files. Like, I can make a new one and guess that it's going to be 103% scale. Is what I could do. I mean, it's not like it takes that much filament. I could just reprint the star. Because I do want it to, like, actually be tight in there. Instead of just fitting loosely and me having to, like, hang a little bit of filament on the back to barely keep it in there and it being, like, the most fragile thing ever. I'm pretty sure it was 103%. But can I check my machine's print history? I wonder here. History. If I search star, I definitely have ones there for 103%. I definitely do. It was definitely 3% then. If I search my history, July, that was going up to Fragapalooza. They were 103%. I don't have a 2-for-1. And can I find where this file's located? Details? I don't know. Because I don't know where this stuff is anymore. Well, I can make a new one. That does confirm that it is 103%. A 3% size increase. So I'm not going crazy. So if I just... Oh, man. Keep it hot. And then I just import the, let's see here. Project files, star. Open as project this time. Actually, no. Rename this star 100%. And then I can import this as a project. No, don't save changes to this. Discard. And then we take these. We increase them by 3% scale, like that. So now they're 103% each, is the case. And then I save this as star 103%, which is the go-to. And then I grab the naming scheme that I had on this. Boop, boop. And then I just call this here. Like this. Slice now. 41 minutes. Yeah, we can do that. Star 103%. 103%. And then just in case I need to reprint a specific side, it's handy to have these. Let's see. Boop. And then I just call them front and back. Just confirming there. Star front 103%. Always good to name things appropriately. Undo. Delete that one now. And call this one star back 103%. Like that. Okay, sweet. But yeah. Yeah, I was trying to find the one from Fragapalooza because I wanted to know how I resized it to get it to actually friction fit in there well. Like, of course I still put glue in there, but at 103% it actually frictioned in there pretty well. I don't want it to be loose, or else the moment someone breathes on my trophy funny, it's going to fall apart. And I don't want that. I want it to actually be a sturdy little thing. Is it up another directory? Oh, it was up another directory. It is probably here. I was just looking in, like, a subdirectory immediately. In which case, I can probably... Wait a second. Star. Nope, it's still only finding the one set here, the ones that I just uploaded. Okay, fine. I'll sort these appropriately. Let me put them in the right printing folder here. Yeah, because currently the default size, it doesn't fit in there at all. Like, I could put a shit ton of glue and I could put some supports on the back, but, you know, that kind of MacGyver's it. And that makes it ugly when I have, like, a support line in the back just to hold it in place. That's what I did for Megaland. But I don't want to repeat that. I want to show that I have grown as a, like, 3D printer kind of thingamabob. So, this star is probably just gonna be, like, recycle. Or I'll bring it as, like, a bonus kind of thing. Which maybe I'll do. It's not like I need it. Someone gets a bonus star. So, no, don't start this. No. I don't have the right filament loaded. You know what I could do that could be pretty badass? Now that I think about it, for like kind of Halloween theme, is what if I actually color change this? Where, what if I keep the current purple filament loaded, and, I color change it. So like a dark purple. And then, after just a few layers here, I color change it. And then here, we have like the golden, let's say yellow. And then you have kind of this line around the outside that kind of gives it a border. That might actually look kind of like a Super Mario star in like the official way, in that it has like a drawn outline around it. Except it'll have a tinge of purple, and it'll look really cool. I could manually color change it, but that sounds cool to do like this. Here, save this as a project file. Star 103% 2 color. I actually kind of like this idea now. And then I can actually just leave it as is. So let's say it does 8 layers as purple. Or I guess 7, or whatever the heck. Would this look cool? It would give it like this kind of outline. This kind of dark purple, blackish outline. That could be kind of cool, right? I don't know. That might be kind of cool. Here, let's have the color values here to 32, 64. Boop. So it's more like actually in line here. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? Because, again, I like to experiment with ideas here. Star 103% 2 color. Yeah, let's try that, actually. That sounds cool. And then I'll just leave the current filament loaded, and then we'll just color change it shortly. And let's see how that turns out, because that sounds kind of cool, actually. So let's just file that properly. And then, let's try it. Let's try it out. I'm experimenting with this trophy, after all. This is what I'm doing. Did I mute the game? Or no, I didn't. I don't think. I just went through the door. Alright. Let's try it out. Let's see what happens. That nozzle might not be primed anymore. We'll see. It's probably not primed. I should have made sure to prime it. This one might turn out pretty awesome. I don't know why they just exited this room afterwards. I guess because you just go in here, have some dialogue, and then dip out. If that's the case. Just the internet. You just Google Mario Kart trophy, and then there it is. It wasn't that hard to find. So, I mean, I just Googled it. That's all I did. I just looked it up on printables.
This is gonna be fun.
And there it was. No problemo. But yeah, this purple on this red actually did turn out pretty good, I think. That looks pretty cool. I quite like it. Well, I'd wanted to make a Mario Kart trophy for HoloLand, so I found it for that. Okay, yeah, I can't keep going this way. So just optionally go into that one room first. Yeah, because the stairs are all busted up there. Gotcha. I might need to dick around my nozzle there. It might not be primed anymore, which means there isn't filament readily there. It might have already melted out while I was waiting. No, I first printed it out for Megaland. Is when I first printed out this trophy, not Fragapalooza. Oh, a save point. Sweet. So I was doing Mario Kart 8 for Megaland. Wanted to look up a trophy for it. And the Megaland trophy turned out kind of not great. I wasn't that familiar with the model yet, and the colors that I used kind of blended together, and it didn't look super great. But now I've since learned, and I'm using a lot more vivid colors, and I'm doing this trophy a whole lot better. Yeah, we'll reprint the star. It'll be more functional, make the trophy less fragile, and maybe it'll look cooler. It might actually be a pretty cool idea. Hold on, before I get too carried away, I gotta see if this nozzle is pried. Well, I was doing Mario Kart 8 at Megaland, so I wanted to have a trophy to give out for the event that I was hosting anyway. Then I have like a cool prize to give out, you know? Let's see, does filament come out or do I gotta prime it? I'm probably gonna have to prime it. No, I don't. Okay, sweet. Filament is readily coming out. Okay. Not too much stuff melted out while I was taking forever to set things up there. That's my concern about leaving it hot for too long, is all the stuff that's currently in there melts out, and now it has to feed, like, so much filament that it thinks is there through before it reaches actual filament again. And then you have, like, 1 to 2 layers that printed nothing because of that. But, nope, it didn't actually do too much stuff out then. Yeah, I was running Mario Kart 8 for Mega Land before Mario Kart World released. And I figured, let's have a prize to give out. Let's look up if anyone has made a 3D model for a Mario Kart trophy. And this, I found one, but it wasn't as customizable as I would have liked. I kind of had to do some customization things myself. I think it's literally open in this tab with my printer stuff. Look, it's right here. It's this model. It's this. But, they have like a base without text, and the only text version that they have on there is this MSRL Mario Kart tournament. I don't know what actually that is. And they didn't do any painting. I don't know what that stands for. It looks like these are names, which would make you think that they included project files that you can edit to, like, change the text to whatever you want. They didn't. They did not. The individual files are like, they have, like, the things here. They have these things, like the whole MSL Mario Kart as a thing that you can slide into the base tournament. But they don't have any editable things. They just have these 3D models, nothing that's editable. So if you want to write it to be your own thing, I'm actually planning on uploading it as like my own remix here soon so that people can edit it. I had to make a file myself that let me do text. So when I was doing this whole design for like Megaland in the first place, let's see here. If I open SCAD here, Hololand Tech, sure, open that one. I had to design this myself. I had to take in like one of these panels. One of these just blank panels. I don't know why there's winner tag 1, 2, and 3. They're all the exact same model. So I don't know why these are separated into 3 different parts. Like, the person who designed this, like, made a really cool design. But the way they designed the whole, like, individual parts is like a raccoon on meth. Cedric 1, again. Like, they put in these raw files like this, but they don't have editable ones. They're just 3D models, STLs. These aren't editable. So I needed to make an editable version myself here, and that's what this is. So I use OpenSCAD when I'm like doing some basic 3D modeling here. And for Mario Kart World here, I use the CC Monster Mash font for Mario Kart World because that's basically, it's pretty close to the font of the official font of Mario Kart World, where you have like all this broken up-y kind of stuff on either side. And then I managed to get the official like font for Hololand. I just asked the main organizer, like, what font do you use for the logo for Hololand? He told me Vampire Wars. So I was like, all right, Vampire Wars, there we go. And then I just make it as big as possible. Like, obviously, I can't do something like font size 6, because that's gonna go off the thing. So I can't do that. So I basically make it as big as possible while it'll still fit in there. And I try to have the Mario Kart World be a little bit smaller than Hololand, so that there's more focus on Hololand. So one of these days soon, I don't really design things with 3D modeling all that much. It's usually just very basic stuff like that. So I think one of these days, I'm going to upload it as a remix so that anyone else with a 3D printer can easily do whatever custom text they have to do without importing the STL into here and figuring out all this shit here. So here's importing winner tag 1. That's where this base comes from. And then it's all this like text stuff. So as you can see, the code is not complicated, but still, clearly the original file owner had some sort of editable file, whether it was OpenSCAD or something else. So why wouldn't they just provide that with their model? So I had to friggin' make my own here. So I'll add that as a remix here one of these days. And then I can have like photos of the Fragapalooza version, the Hololand version, and then people can see that they can do their own text. Because as is, if you just download the files, you cannot do your own text. You can make the trophy, but you cannot do your own text. So, you know, kinda sucks to suck there. You see some of the makes that people have done of it. I think one of the files that came with it was Office Mario Kart Tournament, so that's what you see a lot of people having on their things. This person had custom text. I don't know how the heck they did that, so I guess they edited this file themselves in a way that's like way over my head. I guess it's actually not. It'd probably be the same principle as this. I just have to like rotate the text, but you know, whatever. If it's a plaque that I can slide in there, then I may as well. And then it makes for an easy to print individual thing here. I saved this right here. Save it. Makes for an easy to print thingamabob. Project files, go to the HoloLand one. No, not the 3D model, the project file that I made. Open as project. And then you can see that I based this off of the Fragapalooza one. Whoops. Wow, this button. See the Fragapalooza tag here, because I used that project as a reference. So that's why there's like two things clipping through one another. And if I say to actually slice, since I told it to like not acknowledge the Fragapalooza one, it's something that I can easily do with like color changes. So I have like a base color, and then it does one color up to a certain point for HoloLand, and it does another color up here for the last couple layers for Mario Kart World. And then that's how I get away with having multiple colors on my plaque on my single color printer. So I find ways to make things work, is what I do. I'm thinking that I might make this back thing orange, and then you slide a little orange plate in the front, and then you've got like the red and the silver. I want to have silver for like this solid kind of look of Mario Kart World, and of course I gotta go red with HoloLand because official logo for HoloLand and stuff. So yeah, it'll come together here. Print this new cool star that I'm gonna have to color change, and then it'll slot into here. It's gonna be a beautiful Halloween trophy. That's all spooky colored and stuff. Anyway, so that's my plight. That was the custom text stuff that I needed to figure out. And I'll upload soon so that the next person that runs into that issue doesn't need to go through the same amount of pain that I did. Yep, same as these panels. So if I wanted to, these panels on the side, I could put text on them too. I just don't know what it would be, so I just have them be like generic colors. But I could have text on 3 sides of this trophy of whatever I want, which could be kind of cool. Leaves options open. I'm continuing to experiment with like making different versions of this trophy and seeing what comes of it, you know? Let's go. So that's what's going on with the trophy there. This looks important. So yeah, use the elevator. Yes. Metal Gear Solid, Xenoblade Chronicles 1. What other games intensify? Some games intensify.